Hello everybody, this is Vertical Sandwich, and welcome back to Let's Play a Dragon Quest 8. This is the 6th Dragovian trial, the last Dragovian trial. So, yeah. So,
welcome back.
This is problematic.
Your presence here means you wish to undertake the Dragovian trial.
Yes.
Very well. Brave warriors, defeat me and prove your true
We will. We will do that. Alright. This unholy nightmare. Unholy nightmare going on right now. Yeah. So, again, Lord of the Dragovians, same thing every time. You know? Actually, I debated for a while about showing this. About continually showing him. Because the fight is so standard every time. But it's not a lot of video, really, to show him. And I don't know, there may be subtle changes in how strong he is or his kind of tactics. I just don't really want to give people the wrong impression about the game. Like, people to play it for the first time after watching, like, the LP and being like, how come I have to fight this guy over and over and over again? That wasn't in the LP. But also, again, it's just not a lot of work. It's not a lot of work to show him he's not hard to beat. So, it's a weird game design choice, I suppose, to have made him essentially the same standard battle over and over and over and over. You know, with the only question being, what crazy dragon is he going to turn into? But, I mean, you know, what are you going to do? He is what he is. But we're strong enough now that we don't even have to really worry about it. Like, I'm not even doing things like casting Kabuff anymore. Because he's just not a problem. Like, I'm not worried about that. Like, far more worried. Some of that stuff, I mean, you might want to worry about because obviously you don't want him to knock you down to a point where you have trouble with the dragon then. But, I mean, that's how easy he is. Right there. It took us 3 minutes. You know, so why would I not show that? So here it comes. Here it comes. This thing's already killed me once, by the way. The Divine Dragon. So. Yeah. This is a nasty, nasty, nasty creature. The last dragon we fought, 2,000 hit points. This thing's got to have 7-8 times that. Because I did, like, it took me 15 minutes to lose to him before. And I had done Dragon Soul several times. You know, so it wasn't, you know, I'd done well over, you know, 6,000-8,000 points of damage to him. And you know, like, if right out of the gate he just kills somebody, you know you're in trouble. Like it was a big secret that we're in trouble. See, this is a problem. Like, this guy is problematic. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. We've been fighting him for a minute and a half. He's killed 2 people. I mean, and what can you do against that? What can you do against double psych desperate attacks that are doing 800 points of damage to a guy who's at level 67? I'm telling you, it's unrealistic. This is unreal. It's too much to expect from a guy. Shut up, Vertical Sandwich, and do your job. Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Alright. Alright, we're back up. Everybody's alive again. Oh, jeez. Look at this. It's just a nightmare. It's just the only way you can describe what's going on is like this thing is, you know. And again, I keep making like kind of as much as I complain, then I always qualify it with, of course, this is what you expect out of a video game. There's something to be said for this being really challenging. There's a trend in video games, in some video games, where designers have really pulled back on making things incredibly challenging, for fear of alienating people. So, you know, and there's nothing worse if you're, like, if you really enjoy video games, there's nothing worse than a game that's not a challenge. You know, a game that essentially just lets you walk right through it. Oh, man. Oh. We didn't need Angelo dead. Alright, okay. But yeah, I can't think of a game, like that, but... Well, let me think. I don't know. Well, okay. Like the Simpsons game. I thought the Simpsons game was like that. Where there were no amounts of lives, like no continues. You would respawn wherever you were when you died. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. They could have just handed you that game. All right. And this is a tough monster we're fighting. I wonder about Kamikaze sometimes. We have it in his ability, we've never used it. I have no idea what kind of damage it does. Thank you, Yengus, for having the ability Kerplunk. Oh, no. Look at how much damage that does to Yengus. He's just not equipped for this. At all. Not that it matters, we just murdered him. So there we go. I like that Kerplunk heals everybody, too. That it, like, healed our hero. Yengus dies of exhaustion. It's so sad. But that's the mark of a true hero, the willingness to sacrifice yourself for the good of others. You know, like that truly is... Like Casey Jones. I don't know if anybody's going to go look that up. If anybody knows that. That was a thing. Okay, when I was a kid, it was something that was still, like... present in pop culture that like references to Casey Jones. And like now the only reference I've ever heard to Casey Jones in the last like decade and a half is the Grateful Dead song, which now is way outdated too, but and that song may be older than I am. I'm not a Grateful Dead fan. I'm familiar with a little bit of their stuff, like the kind of stuff that if you say you're familiar with to Grateful Dead fans, they like roll their eyes, like Casey Jones and Touch of Grey. When I was a kid, like, kids knew the story, like, and I you know, it's definitely something from like, kind of my parents' era, but you know, I don't know that anybody ever talks about it anymore. You know, I mean, maybe the folklore is just different now, and I'm sure that happens. You know, it's very quaint Americana, like the story of Casey Jones or like Johnny Appleseed and stuff. These people who have kind of became legends at some point, and you know, people know who they are. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I guess that eventually they fade away. like anything else. Oh, keeping people alive is becoming a real problem here. And of all the problems to have, that's one I don't want to have. Keeping people alive.